Fortress. This deck is a Tier 3 deck by Gabrial Joglar. It is blue-white control. You can buy it for about $372 to $426, depending on the condition of the cards, or for about 245 tickets of MTGO. Alright, let's get into the deck. First, we have 2 Field of Ruins. Field of Ruins can tap to add 1 generic mana to your mana pool, or you may pay 2, tap, sacrifice it, destroy target non-basic land an opponent controls. Each player searches his or her library for a basic land and puts it onto the battlefield, then shuffles his or her library. The cool thing about this one is it says, puts it onto the battlefield. It does not put it into play tapped. Next is Glacial Fortress. Glacial Fortress we have 4 of, and enters the battlefield tapped unless you control a plains or an island. You can tap for a blue or a white. Excuse me, I got a bit of a cold right now, so Itnu Rivulet is a desert. You can tap for a generic. You may tap it, pay 1 life, and add 1 blue mana to your mana pool, or you may pay 1 and a blue, tap it, sacrifice a desert. Target player puts the top 4 cards of his or her library into his or her graveyard. There's 2 of those. Next we have 4 irrigated farmlands. They count as plains and islands, which is really good. They tap for a blue or a white, and it enters the battlefield tapped, and it has cycling for 2, generic. Then we have 5 islands, which tap for a blue. Memorial to Genius. Memorial to Genius enters the battlefield tapped. It can tap to add 1 blue, or you may pay 4 and a blue, tap it, sacrifice it, draw 2 cards. Then we have 8 plains, tap for a white. We have a 2 of Approach the Suns. If Approach the Second Sun, it costs 6 and a white. It's a sorcery. If Approach of the Sun, Second Sun was cast from your hand, and you've cast another spell named Approach of the Second Sun this game, you win the game. Otherwise, put Approach from the Sun into its owner's library, 7th from the top, and you gain 7 life. Blink of an Eye. There's 2 of them. They cost 1 and a blue. With a kicker, 1 and a blue. You may pay an additional 1 and a blue as you cast this spell. Return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. If this spell was kicked, draw a card. Disallow. 1 and 2 blue. Is an instant. Counter target spell, activated ability, or triggered ability. Mana abilities can't be targeted. So there's that at least. Essence Scatter for 1 and a blue. There's 2 of them. Counter target creature spell. Fumigate for 3 and 2 white. This sorcery. Destroy all creatures. You gain 1 life for each creature destroyed this way. Next is Glimmer of Genius, a single copy. Scry 2, then draw 2 cards, get 2 energy. Hieroglyphic Elimination, for 3 and a blue, draw 2 cards, or Cycling for 1 blue. Discard this card and draw a card. Negate, for 1 and 1 blue, counter target non-creature spell. Settle the Wreckage. For 2 and 2 white, it's an instant. Exile all attacking creatures target player controls. That player may search his or her library for that many basic lands, put those cards onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle his or her library. Syncopate. Counter target spell unless its controller pays X. If the spell is countered this way, exile it instead of putting it into your graveyard. Its owner's graveyard. It costs X and blue. There's 2 of them. Cast Out. We have 3 of these. For 3 and 1 white, It's an enchantment with flash. Whenever cast out enters the battlefield, exile target non-land permanent and opponent controls until cast out leaves the battlefield. And it has cycling for 1 white. Next, we have 4 Sealaways, which are for 1 and 1 white. They're an enchantment with flash. When Sealaway enters the battlefield, exile target tapped creature and opponent controls. Seal until Sealaway leaves the battlefield. We have 2 of Search for Escanta. It's a 1 and a blue legendary enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, look at the top card of your library. You may put it into your graveyard. Then, if you have 7 or more cards in your graveyard, you may transform Search for Escanta. And Search for Escanta turns into Escanta the Sunken Ruin. It's a legendary land. It has tap 4 in blue, or pay 2 in a blue, tap. Look at the top 4 cards of your library. You will reveal a non-creature, non-land from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. Lastly, we have a 4 of Teferi, Hero of Dominaria. For 3, a white and a blue. He comes into play with 4 loyalty counters. He's a legendary planeswalker, Teferi. He has a +1, draw a card at the beginning of your upkeep, or at the beginning of your next instep, untap 2 lands. -3, put target non-land permanent into its owner's library, 3rd from the top. And then -8, you get an emblem. Whenever you draw a card, exile target permanent and opponent controls. Then we have the sideboard. Forsake the Worldly, a single copy. It's for 2 and a white. It's an instant, exile target artifact or enchantment. Cycling for 2. Gideon's Reproach, a single copy. It's an instant for 1 and 1 white. Gideon's Reproach deals 4 damage to target attacking or blocking creature. Then we have 3 copies of History of Benalia. For 1 and 2 white, as the saga enters the end after your draw step, add a lore counter. After 3 lore counters, sacrifice it. The first and second lore counter you add, create a 2/2 white knight creature token with vigilance. And the third one is knights you control get +2/+1 until end of turn. A single copy of Invoke the Divine. For 2 and a white, destroy target artifact or enchantment, gain 4 life. 3 copies of Regal Caracal. For 3 and 2 white, it's a creature cat. Other cats you control get +1/+1 and have lifelink. When Regal Caracal enters the battlefield, create 2 1/1 white cat creature tokens with lifelink. And it's a 3/3. Torrential Gearhulk, we have 3 copies of. It's a 5/6 for 4 and 2 blue. It's an artifact creature construct with flash. Whenever Gearhulk enters the battlefield, you may cast target instant card from your graveyard without paying its mana cost. If that card would be put into the graveyard this turn, exile it instead. Nazahali, Primal Tide, is a 7/7 for 5 and 2 blue. Legendary creature, Elder Dinosaur. Nazal Primal Tide can't be countered. You have no maximum hand size. Whenever an opponent casts a non-creature spell, draw a card. Discard 3 cards, exile Nazal, return it to the battlefield tapped under its owner's control at the beginning of the next instep. And then 2 copies of Negate. Counter target creature spell for 1 and a blue, and it's an instant. I hope y'all enjoyed this deck list. If you did, give me a like and a comment, and hit that subscribe button. Thank you. Goodbye.